It's time for a little dress up and pretend with wands for wizards and princesses, a pirate-themed necklace, animal ears, tails, and masks, and decorated shoes. Welcome to Creative Costumes today on Hands On.
Hands On is made possible by Elmer's Products Incorporated, manufacturers of a variety of adhesives, arts and crafts, and office products for use at home, school, or business. Elmers.com. Floracraft Foam. Make it fun. MakeItFunCrafts.com.
Create the ultimate disguise when you create a costume. You can be a magician, or how about a pirate? Or how about an animal? We begin with creating a wand for the king or queen, or maybe for a wizard. Let's take a look at these two wands. This is my princess wand. I've got some sparkly tulle and this big sparkly star. Or you can be a wizard with this lightning bolt wand. Let's see what we need to make them. You'll need some dowel rods for the wand handles, some embellishments like these felt stars, chenille stems, sparkly, are best, glitter paint pens, acrylic paint, washi tape, maybe some ribbons for your princess wand, some stars for your princess wands, and you can find these in a couple different sizes. If you can't find them, you can always use a cookie cutter and a foam sheet to cut some out. And for your wizard wand, a foam ball. This is a 1.5 inch. Okay, to get started, you're going to paint your foam shape of choice. You can paint the ball blue, or you can paint the star purple. And for this, I need a lot of paint, so I'm just going to directly squeeze some paint onto the star. There it goes. And brush it out. And this is kind of nice because it helps get the paint right down into the cracks and crevices where I want. And you want to paint the entire star like I've done right here. Now, next, we're going to brush out some glitter paint over the star. And you can see, I put both of these out so you can see you can choose glitter with gold in it, or you can use the finer purple glitter. I like the more chunky style glitter. And again, you want to just put a nice amount on, and you're going to brush it out with your paintbrush. And then you're going to leave that to dry. And you can see how all those little pieces of glitter and confetti come out looking awesome and sparkly. Perfect for princesses. Okay, so now we've got our couple shapes. I did the same thing to create the ball. I painted it blue, let it dry, then added a different color of glitter for the top. To make it into a wand, you're just going to find the end, and I've already done this, but you're just going to push in to the styrofoam. And you can glue that. Once you get your hole in place, you can put some glue in, like so. Oh, I need both hands. There we go. And you're just going to set that in. And I'm using that thick glue so that it really adheres to the foam pores. Then I've tied some ribbons already in a loose knot, and I'm going to slide those up towards the end, and I'm going to pull those snug. And I'm going to add some more glue right where my knot will go, and slide that over top so your ribbons don't fall down. You could, okay. You can also add a sparkly tulle bow like we did on the finished sample. And before I forget, you can add a little star embellishment. and your princess costume is complete. To make the wand, you're going to do the same thing you did with the star, where you push it into the end of the dowel rod. And you've got some chenille stems that you can bend into zigzags. And then all you're going to do is find the top of the ball, use a skewer to poke a hole, and then, or a pencil, put some glue in and put your little chenille pieces in. You can put as many as you like. To finish it off, and you'll want to glue the end in there too, just like we did with the star. To finish it off, you can wind some washi tape starting at the end just down the handle of the wand. And that gives it a really neat pattern. Now I know these wands are going to be perfect for your wizard and princess costumes. Just a simple necklace and you are a pirate. Let's take a look at this necklace. It's got a big painted washer with all kinds of neat designs on it, with feathers in the background along with wooden beads on the side. To make this necklace, you're going to need some permanent markers that can go on multiple surfaces, including metal, some glossy 3D pens that go on plastics or metal like we're going to use them today, plastic lacing, wooden beads, some feathers, a large metal washer, and we're ready to get started. The first thing you're going to do is put a coat of color onto your washer. And these pens are special because they've got a wide end on this side, or on the opposite end, there's a fine tip. For the first part, we're going to use the wide end. And you're just going to start by making a section of color. And you can do yours, however you like. If you like stripes, you can make stripes. If you want to do the whole thing blue, you can. That is the beauty of creativity. So on the other side, we're going to add some orange. And when you get the entire thing done, one thing I always like to do is get the edges. You can use that wide end to go all the way around the edges like that. So when you're ready, you've got this. Now, my favorite part, doodling. I'm going to switch over to the fine tip part of the marker. And we're going to add some zigzags in between where our colors meet up. And we might also add some polka dots. And you can make this design however you like. To fill in the tinier areas, you can use these 3D glossy pens. Let's use a different color for the blue. And these are going to dry like a glaze and sit three-dimensionally on top of the surface. So set that aside to dry, and you're going to have something like this, or maybe close to this. Now, to turn it into a necklace, you'll need about 20 inches of plastic lacing. And I'm just going to string my medallion through the center like so, and bring the tails so they meet. And everything is nice and even. Then you can slide a large bead over both tails and pull it snug. Now for our feathers. These feathers are a little bit big. You could leave them like that if you want, but instead I've chose to cut mine almost in half, like so. And you can see you're going to get some parts and pieces, but that's okay. Crafting gets a little messy sometimes. And so I've done a couple colors, and now you need a little bit of glue, and we're going to flip this over, put a touch of glue just on the outside like so, and then put your feather pieces right on inside of the bead. And then you can leave that to dry. And then you have a little bit of room here, so come on up and make an overhand knot. Leave a little space from your medallion. And you can string some more beads. I'm going to use a tiny red bead because pirate accessories should be colorful. But make a knot at the end of your bead strand so the beads don't fall off the ends, and put this around your neck, tie it in a bow, and you're a pirate. What's your favorite animal? Marissa's our special guest crafter here to help us make animal ears, tails, and masks, right? Mm-hmm. I love these. You've got some ears here, some crazy Mardi Gras mask, and then this tail, right? And you've even got your tail on.
Got my tail on.
Love it. Okay, it's super cute. I've got our materials ready. We're going to use some tape in sheet form, some hook and loop tape. We've got some dots and some strips, and then we've got this special loop surface mask as in hook and loop, and we'll learn a little bit more about that later, right? Some tape in roll form, more hook and loop rolls, some rulers, scissors, and some glitter. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so let's make the ears first.
Okay.
So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna create the band, the part that goes around your head.
Okay.
So that's super easy to do. All you gotta do is stick 2 pieces of tape together, sticky to sticky.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull another piece.
Do I flip
you can
this
maybe,
over?
Yeah, flip that over.
helpful.
Thank you.
I'm here to help you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And then you've got another piece. And then you're just going to place the 2 sides together, sticky sides together. And I got off a little bit there, but that's okay because I can trim.
Okay.
That's where these nonstick scissors really come in handy.
Right.
You can just trim that right off.
This is really cute, and it's got this cheetah pattern, but you could do it in any pattern, right?
Oh yeah, there's zebra. You could do all different kinds of animals. Even
Love
a
it.
fantasy animal, you could make something up with the different patterns.
Love it.
So that's how you make the band.
Okay.
And then you're gonna make your ears. I've already gone ahead and started with doing one, but I'll just show you how I did that.
Thank
and then
you.
we'll finish it off.
Okay.
So you just take a couple of squares of tape sheets, and you're gonna peel back the paper backing.
Makes it easy to cut squares with that grid on the back.
Definitely, it's so handy. So then you would just cut away the paper backing.
1 square's worth.
1 square's width on the inside color of your ear. So
Okay.
this is the inside color of your ear. And then I put that back so I've got something like this.
Okay.
And then I'll just line that up.
Leave a little space between your squares, I see.
Yeah, and you can, depending on how far apart you want your ears to be. And then you just would fold this down.
What a great party craft.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Everybody can end up in ears by the end of the day.
Yeah, it's really fun, and these are really easy to make. So you just take your second piece and line it up and smooth it out. And so you've got
Okay.
these, but these are squares.
And
so
you didn't remove the backing on one piece, so it makes them more rigid and they stand up easier, right?
exactly, because these
Awesome.
aren't floppy ears, but
That's
you
a good
could make
tip.
floppy ears, and then of course you can trim
Okay.
any excess that you might have.
Yeah.
That's always
pull
easy
that
to
off.
do. So, but now we want to make our ears pointed.
Yeah, and more
So-
three-dimensional.
Yeah, then
I
they
see.
take on that kind of
Yeah.
feline look. So then you just take another piece of tape,
And you said we just fold it in the center, kind of?
just fold it halfway if you don't mind holding it like that. That would be very helpful.
Okay, I'm on it.
And so another great thing is you can just rip these down the middle. So
Right.
that's pretty quick. And then I'm going to just use that tape to fold it and
Make a seam.
make a little seam and trim.
Oh my gosh.
So easy,
Voila.
right? Second one,
I'll hold it.
fold, yeah, hold
I'm
it.
ready. I'm
Hold
in
it and
position.
fold it. Thanks so much. It can be done, but it's always fun to do crafts together
Oh
with
yeah.
friends.
Oh yeah.
And so, you can clean that up or you could tuck that under, but you get the idea. And
Adorable.
then you need to add a little bit of hook and loop fastener tape.
Yeah, because we want these to go to stay in place. And you could add an
that.
extra long piece of the tape so it's more adjustable, right?
You could make it adjustable that way, and It's just the one thing to remember is you always put one piece on one side.
Yeah, and then I kind of have to lay it out so I
Hold
can
it,
see what's
yeah,
going on.
to make it,
so we
make
need
it
that
make
side.
sense. And obviously you'd want to measure first your head
Right.
to see. Yeah, so then that goes there. And there you have it.
Perfect. Ears in a minute,
So
practically.
cute, yep.
Okay, so now this, I'm so excited about these two, excuse me. But this loop surface mask, so we're ready to start embellishing it, basically.
These are so fun. The sky's the limit with these. Just
Okay.
your imagination, you could do all kinds of stuff. But I'll show you some great little tips.
I love these feathers. They're adorable. Will you show us how to make them?
Sure, they're so easy to make. So
Okay.
all you're gonna do to get started is take a strip. So want to do pink
Yes.
feathers?
Love pink feathers.
Fabulous.
Anything pink is fine by me.
Me too. Oh, we're so agreeable. So you make several at a time.
Okay.
Which is great. Little system. You have a little assembly line here. So you're going to take 2 pieces of duct tape.
Okay.
And
Anything
you're
I
going
can
to
do?
lay the chenille stem in the middle.
All right. Just one?
Just the one.
Okay.
And
I'll just press that into place.
yeah, you got it. Yeah, just so it's kind of straight. You want it in the middle.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to lay your second piece on top
Okay.
and smooth it out.
Okay.
You know, it's okay if it gets a few little bubbles, but you get the idea. And you
Right.
can take your time with it more. I'm just
Right.
trying to show you quickly.
Right.
And then the fun thing is you start just cutting these. You can just make several of them.
Okay, so you're cutting them about 2.5 inches or so.
Yeah, more
Anything.
or less. And then, so then you're left with this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can cut that into a shape.
Right. So you could make round feathers, pointy feathers,
Yeah, and you could do different sizes.
and you could add more pieces of tape on top.
And
I'm
then-
getting ideas.
Yeah,
can
you're
you
so
tell?
inspired.
Yes,
and then you
I
just
am.
want to cut little slashes to give it that feather-like.
Feathery look.
And then the good thing is to kind of
Ruffle.
ruffle your
Ruffle
feathers.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
Yeah.
So then how do we get these things to stick to the mask?
Oh, it's so easy.
I've got some of the, I've got some dots.
Yeah, you can use dots or you can use the tape. I think for that mask I used the dots.
But you're only using one side of the hook and loop tape, right?
Well, yeah.
Which side are you
the
using?
masks are all loops.
So we need the-
You embellish with the hook.
Okay, got it. So you're putting the hook side on here.
You'll know right away if you did it wrong because
It's
it won't
scratchy.
stick.
Okay.
And then you just put a second one on there, or you could run a piece of tape all the way, and then
Okay.
these just stick on. You can kind of
Really cute.
rearrange them, and there's more you can do.
And there's more. I'm ready because I was the sacred keeper of the glitter.
Ah, yes.
Show us how to make these sparkly dots.
This is so easy. You just take a piece of the hook fastener,
Okay.
and you're gonna dip it into your glitter. And
Oh,
tap, tap, tap.
baby.
And then you just apply it.
Oh, sorry, I
It's
took
okay.
our one mask.
Just like,
Like that. How long did that take you? 5 seconds?
Not even.
But you can do it in,
And you can also do it with the strips. So I'm going to just use my non-stick scissors to cut a little piece, like so. And you could even cut this in a shape if you wanted.
anything.
Yeah, and then you just peel it off.
This is really
Dip
handy.
it. It's so fun, very easy.
technique.
Yeah, you just dip it, tap, tap, tap.
Here I have our crazy sample mask
And
going.
then, okay, well, hey,
I'm ready.
then you would kind of, it can be like an eyebrow.
And you're using this transparent tape so you can't see it.
You can't see it at all.
That's a good idea. And then some gems,
Oh yeah, these are the perfect size. These little
mini dots.
mini dots. They're wonderful. If you just stick them on, if you don't have time or the glitter, you know, you could just stick that right on there,
Okay.
and just a little twinkle in the eye.
Okay, perfect. So I love these. You showed us that the little the ears, and then we have the tail. Let's see the tail. Let's get a little bit of info on
Of
that.
course, yeah. I've got my tail on, and they're super fun, and it kind of doubles as a belt.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I made the tail is very similar to the ears. I made a long band that I did sticky to
Mm-hmm. Like
sticky,
the ears, gotcha.
just like the headband. So, and secured it with some hook and loop.
Right.
And then I took 3 strips that I folded in half, basically. and I
Right.
wrapped them, and then I taped them to the belt, and then I braided them. And then I made
So
a little
easy.
bow at the bottom with the same kind of sticky to sticky technique, but I crumpled
So
it.
easy. So in like 15 minutes, you could have a costume.
Oh yeah.
Ready for dress up.
If you're an emergency and you need a costume, you gotta go to a costume party.
I love it.
Throw this together in no time.
I'm wearing these ears. Let's see, how do they go? Like this?
Perfect.
All right.
Oh, you look so cute.
Are
like
they
a little
standing up?
fashionable mouse. Mhm.
Adorable.
Perfect.
We look good.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for showing all of these fun ideas. I love it. Every day can be an adventure when you decorate your shoes or boots. Take a look at these that I brought with me today. I've got some boots that I picked up at the secondhand store, except they didn't look like this when I got them. Instead, they started out just like this, and I transformed them with paint, glitter, and some sparkly stones. We're gonna actually make this pair today. I'm just gonna show you some ideas for embellishing your own shoes at home. Now you'll wanna get permission before you set into crafting your own painted shoes. But to do it, you're gonna need some acrylic paint right here, some paint pens, sparkly stones, paint brushes, perhaps some silk flowers or little plastic animal embellishments, a sponge, and some thick craft glue. Okay, now we're ready to get going. So you're gonna just start out by brushing some paint onto your shoes. And don't worry if you get it on the soles. These are supposed to be arty shoes. So you just put 1 or 2 coats on. Now, depending on the material of this shoe, you may have a little bit of trouble, but you wanna choose a shoe that's kind of matte in surface and or fabric would be good. So once you get your shoes coated, they're gonna look something like this. Now we can start embellishing them. To embellish, you're just gonna take apart the silk flower here. And these are really easy because it's all plastic. And you can see I've got a little pair here. Now on this paint design, I'm going for a garden theme look. So I've got some little, if you look at the finished one, I've got some stems growing up from the ground and some polka dots and then my sparkly flowers. So to embellish them, let's start with a paint pen in dark green. Give it a good shake so the paint's all mixed up inside before you start. And then you're just gonna draw a stem. And since I kind of have to cover up here where there once upon a time was a bow, I'm gonna put a stem just below it. And this is where your imagination really goes to town because you can do any sorts of doodling onto these shoes. And it's really fun because you're only limited to what your imagination can come up with. So I've got some stems and I'm gonna leave those to dry. And for the green and purple part, I just put a little bit of solid purple paint and then over top added some sparkly glitter paint. And then once that was dry, I added green over the toe. Now we've got some polka dots, and I know these show up kind of faint, but when it dries a little bit darker, and we're just going for texture, not so much to show. Just the faint details that make these really neat. That's a neon green. Okay, next we're gonna use some tacky glue to put our flower embellishments on. And that covers up right where the knot was. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple more drops of glue where the other sparkles will go. And if you need, you can use a toothpick to apply these stones or whatever. So I'm gonna put a big sparkle right in the center of my flower. And then you can use stars or dots for other flowers in your garden. If the glue smushes out of the sides, like you can see here, it's okay because it's gonna dry clear. So set those aside to dry before you wear them. Now another idea I wanna show you is this lizard shoe. And what makes it kind of fun is we started with a canvas shoe that was painted gray, just like I showed you earlier. But then over top, we used a sea sponge dipped in paint like so. And then you're gonna remove a lot of the paint off to the side so that you barely have any on. And then you just go over your shoe wherever you want. When you're happy with it, leave it to dry. And then we use the paint pens, like you can see here, to draw things like leaves. And you can see on these canvas shoes how easy the paint goes on. And you can draw more leaves and color them in with different shades of green, or make your leaves whatever color you like. You could write your name, whatever you want. And then you're going to use the same thick tacky glue applied to the lizard when you're happy with your design, set in place. And you've got a couple of shoes that started out looking like rocks maybe, and little lizards perching on top. Let's take a look at these shoes a little bit more. For this clown boot, I painted the entire thing turquoise, and then I painted white clouds on top. To make them really stand out, I used a blue paint pen to outline each of the clouds, and then I added polka dot around the edges, just like that. And then for the rainbow, you can use other multicolored paint pens. And for this part, I found when the paint pens went on a darker color of paint underneath, you may have to use 1 or 2 coats of them. When you're done, you may want to coat your shoe with an acrylic varnish. Make one for every day of the week. That's today's show. Hope you'll join me again next time as we create some out-of-this-world crafts on Hands On.
Projects and ideas from today's show, plus hundreds of other kids' craft projects for every occasion, season, and even school subject are available on the web at craftsforkids.com. This is show 1504. Hands On is made possible by Elmer's Products Incorporated, manufacturers of a variety of adhesives, arts and crafts, and office products for use at home, school, or business. Elmers.com. Floracraft Foam. Make it fun. MakeItFunCrafts.com.